know he's on Twitter. I know you got a lot to say today. I'm saying I ain't see you that. Appreciate it.
How's the break?
Good.
What was just some of the discussions the last couple of days, and the days leading up to the signing, the negotiations and all that about the fit Russell would have, the role he would have in this team, the buy-in factor, all those kind of things?
There's been a lot of talks and a lot of conversations, and Russ knows our expectations. You know what we need from him. He brings a dynamic that we don't have, on this team, and so we're just excited. We're excited for the new start, and there's been a lot of talks, like I said, front office, players, coaches, and we're just excited about the opportunity.
It's coming from a pretty sizable role with the Lakers. Not saying you won't have that here, but this is probably a more stacked team, I would say, depth-wise. So I guess how do you view him on this team right now?
Just doing what he does. I think we want Russ to be Russ, and so if he's doing too much or not enough, I'll let him know. But we want him to be the player that he is. The MVP, the Hall of Famer, everything he brings every single night. And so we want him to be that person, that player. And then we just got to make sure that it's in the confines of our team and what we're trying to do team-wise. And so just talking to him about those expectations and what we want to do. He's excited. He just wants to win. And so when you have a Hall of Fame player that's, that was willing to come off the bench, with the Lakers and try something different to help the team win, and that means a lot. It just shows you about how much he wants to win. And so we're just excited, like I said, for the opportunity.
Do you view him as a starter?
I view him as what you'll see on Friday.
How does he best be Russ when he could be playing along two high usage guys like Mike PG off the ball or whatnot?
I think he'd make it a lot easier for PG and Kawhi. I think just getting to the paint, those guys get to catch and shoot 3-point shots, and running the floor, get some easy baskets. We know that the style of play we play, like a lot of times it's a grind out game with PG and Kawhi getting easy shots. But I think Russ, can help manufacture some of those easy baskets like John did for us. And so just a different dynamic to our team, and just kind of just see how it fits and how it goes. And it's my job to make sure everything works out. So I'm excited for the challenge.
That game on Friday against Sacramento, obviously it's big for the standings. It could be a tiebreaker game, and 1-1 so far. Like, does that affect at all how you incorporate a new guy, really new guy, in a game that matters? 3 and 4 in the standings, only 21 games left.
I haven't even looked at it like that, Andrew. But like I said, it does mean a lot. But our biggest thing is just make sure that we're ready to go, and making sure that we're getting better every single night. And so it's going to take a little time to try to, make sure we're putting all the pieces in the right spots. And so it's going to take a little time to do that, and we understand that. So I'm excited about the process. Our team is as well. And, Sacramento is Friday, but, we got to make sure we're getting ourselves right, and then we can look at it down the road.
You've seen Russ with the Lakers last year and a half. You've seen how you've guarded him, and you've seen how the tournament in general. In what ways do you feel like the Clippers are better set up to support him for success than perhaps what we saw the last year and a half in the Lakers?
I wouldn't say better. Like I said, it's a different opportunity. It's a new opportunity to do something different. And so I wouldn't say better or different. Like I said, he brings some things to our team that we haven't had. And so we're excited about that. And so just comparing, Lakers to Clippers and Russ to, it's not fair. It's different, as far as what he brings to our team. And so it's not that he was better on one team or another, but what he brings to our team, we need.
When you look at, as Lawrence talked, kind of how obviously Russ is best with the ball in his hands, but he also said that you guys want to play through Kawhi and PG, your two best players, which means the ball's not in your guys' hands. So how do you kind of view him off the ball? I guess with you guys wanting to play
the ball will be in his hands as well. You don't have the triple-double, without having the ball in your hands. We know he can make plays and make the right plays. And so the biggest thing is when he is off the ball, what we're going to do with him and how we're going to use him. And so it's going to take a little time. When you're the MVP of the league and you a Hall of Famer, you got to change your games in some areas. And so we got to help him. It's going to take a little time, because you've been used to playing a certain way, a certain style of basketball your whole career, and that's what makes him Russell Westbrook. So we don't want to take that away from him at all. But when he is off the ball, just finding things that he can do off the ball that impacts the game and impacts winning and it impacts our team as well. And so we will do that.
What was the feedback that you got from Russ when it came to his interest in being a part of this team?
Just very excited. He's very excited, especially to be at home, but also have a chance to win a championship. And so He's been a friend of mine for a long time, and just, you know, seeing him from afar and just, you know, things he's accomplished as a player is unbelievable. And so having a chance to coach him, you know, I'm excited for the opportunity.
Warren said he didn't view Russ coming in as like a direct ripple effect on Terrence or necessarily Bones, but obviously acknowledged that when you bring a new guy in, a lot of people's opportunities will get less and less. Like, what do you view as the changing roles that might happen for Terrence and a guy like Bones who just came in and kind of had talked about looking forward to a bigger role here, and what that might mean for him?
We have to see. You know, we really don't know until we actually get on the floor and play. And you know, we had a small sample size with Bones and those guys for 2 games, and so just trying to integrate everyone and just kind of see how the pieces fit. You know, it's going to take a little time, like I said earlier, but we're excited, you know, to have this depth and have the players that we have. And we're a deep team, and guys on the floor that can do multiple things, and so we're excited about that. And like I said, it's my job is to make sure I put it together the right way.
Russ has been a pretty available guy throughout his career in terms of health. The team throughout the year has kind of been missing guys like various times, obviously. Do you view that, like the availability factor of Russ, is that like one of the things that also kind of interested you guys with him, is that for most nights he will just be there and be available?
Yeah, he's going to play every night, and he's a pro. You know, he gets to the arena 3 hours early, does his work, you know, one of the last guys to leave, and you know, he has a routine and things that he does every single day, and he's a hard worker. And so, you know, it is important that, like I said, he's going to be on the floor every night, and he plays through, you know, some injuries and some pains, and that's what we need. And so, like I said, what he brings to our team, we need a lot of.
There have been players historically who, so close to their prime, so close to playing at a high level, sometimes struggle to get to take in a reduced role. I'm curious, specifically from the buy-in standpoint with this team, what that conversation has been like and what you're expecting just from that aspect.
From the team or from Russ?
From Russ, coming from such a highly utilized role, you know, we've been MVP a few years ago to, again, it's a pretty deep team.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say a diminished role. I'm just saying just things that he can help our team that we need, as far as passing, as far as pace, you know, getting to the paint, downhill attacks. Like, we need those things, you know, every single night, rebounding. And so he brings a lot of things that we can use. And so I'm focused on the things that he brings every single night, you know. And so my job as a coach is to make sure that I'm putting him in the right spots and right position to be successful. And so he can help me be successful as well, make my job a lot easier. And so that's what I'm most excited about.
Last one.
How do you balance that patience of trying to work everybody into the roster, but knowing you're in a stretch drive and there's still playoffs and everything? So
Yeah, the most important thing is winning the game. And so my job as a coach is to make sure we win the game, and whoever's playing well that night will go play, and we can correct and change the things we want to change the next day or the next game. But we got to focus on winning, but we also got to focus on getting our rotations right, make sure the right pieces are on the floor together, and then kind of see how we're going to, you know, play once the playoffs hit. So it's a fine line, especially with 21 games left. So we got to speed this process up as best as we can. And that's why our guys on the floor working out with the new guys right now, trying to speed this process up.
Thanks, Ty.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Let's get ready for HoopJab.